No, your mother called me yesterday, and I'm driving in. I'm going to go to the. Did you go to the John Catsimatidis event yesterday with Steve Moore?
I went to the John Catsimatidis lunch. You know, there's like 3 Catsimatidis events a day.
Margot.
So I went to lunch with
beautiful
at the
Margot
PAL yesterday.
Beautiful Margot told me once. She goes, you know, every night we could have something if we had to every night, and they are. And I love the way they just embrace New York like that. I'm traveling, and I said, oh, do I go tunnel? Do I go Holland Tunnel? And I just never got there. So I punch on my phone. I see a message from your mom, you know, and safely I put it on the Bluetooth. It's like a half-hour message telling me don't hate. Which she's right. Don't hate, Joe. Stay on course. She wants to break bread. We got to go to dinner.
Well, here's the example of don't hate. And it popped up actually in the New York Post today. Yesterday, I went with John Catsimatidis. You know, he hosts the PAL lunch.
Yeah,
right?
Which is great.
Which is once a month, and they raise money, and 100% of the money goes to the kids. 100%. There's a lot of law enforcement folks there. The U.S. Attorney of the Southern District spoke yesterday, Jeffrey Berman. He spoke very well about the opioid crisis and what federal law enforcement is doing to crack down on that. But at table number 1, at John's table, right, there's John Catsimatidis, and there's Bob Morgenthau, and there's Police Chief James O'Neill.
Wow.
But also there is Ben Brofman, the criminal defense attorney representing Harvey Weinstein and had represented DSK, and Cy Vance, the district attorney in Manhattan.
Wow.
So here they are, these 2 guys who are, you know, in the front of the headlines, and they're sitting at each other's table. And you know what, Joe? They chit-chatted. They were professional. You know why? Because you don't hate. In other words, it goes back to what my mom was saying. And,
so
you know, someone even texted me, when they saw the article in the post about it, they said, well, you know, are they tone deaf? Why are they sitting together? Why are they talking together? I said, they're professionals. I'm sure, Joe, if you ran into whoever's at the 8 a.m. time slot on another radio station and you saw them, you're not going to shun them or run away from them. You go, hey, how you doing, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, some of the stuff, Joe, on social media, and I heard you guys talking about it, but some of the regular folks who are writing, I have no problem telling you, if I ever referred, when I was 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, if I ever referred to the President of the United States, whether it was Nixon, Ford, Carter, or Reagan, as a scumbag, my father would have knocked the teeth out of my mouth.
You're right.
But on the flip side, if I ever referred to the governor, whether it was Rockefeller or you as a bum, or the way they talk about Cuomo, or the mayor as an idiot or a moron, that was not the household I was raised in. I was raised with respect. Well, Al is
I call him Mayor McClownage. That's what I call him.
That's different. Yeah. That's different. I mean, and I'm not saying you agree with everything. You could totally disagree, but there's a respect. There is a respect. You know what I say, Joe, when people call Trump a moron? I said, let me ask you something. Forget about the fact that he beat Hillary Clinton. If Donald Trump is such an idiot, how did he beat 17 other Republicans, governors, senators, people who had so much more experience, so much more knowledge? How did he do that? A moron doesn't do that. But you can make the same argument about de Blasio, because he was in a crowded field that he should have, from a demographic point of view, he should have come in dead last. Not only did he come in first, he came in first so well that he beat a runoff. So I don't call anyone a moron. I don't call anyone an idiot. I may disagree with what they say. I may agree with what they say. But let's just lower the temperature. I mean, it's ridiculous. I turn it off. I listen to you guys in the morning. I talk. I have to get into Al's high school reunion. But and you do keep it, look, you lean a certain direction,
Right,
but you're not
go.
insane.
Let me ask you an issue of the day.
The reason why we don't have significant others at the high school reunions, because I run mine, is because you spend half the time, this is my wife, but that's
looking
one
at
half.
the girl that you always had a crush on.
You don't look at them, you make out again. No, there's no looking.
I rest my case, counselor. I rest my case.
Making out with the
show
girl.
Show art to the pictures.
Making out with the girl you took.
Show art to the pictures.
I want to see
Right, they're grandfathered in.
Yeah, making out with and it's making
The old
out.
girlfriend?
You don't go any further than that.
Your old crushes, you mean?
You swap a little spit, and that's it.
You're the worst. Arthur, you are the worst. Look at it now. Is there trouble? Is that trouble?
She
look
looks
at
like Rosie
Morano
Perez.
laughing.
She looks like the famous pretty actress.
Send the picture to Grace, just with respect.
No,
with respect.
I'm not putting it first of all.
Oh, you don't want to do
Get
that.
her permission.
The other person hasn't
Get
given
her permission. Well, go ahead, text
Get
her.
your
She's
permission.
in.
We can blur out her face.
And you could.
You know what? I'll text her right now. I'll text her right now.
No,
And
next
by the
show,
way,
we'll
for
have
open disclosure, I did not take a girl from my high school to the prom.
Mm-hmm.
So at my reunions, my high school girlfriend is not there. So I have no one to make out with Mary Ann Bertuna. So just so we're clear, honey, my love, my darling.
That's right. With Al's wife's permission, with Jennifer's permission as well. Arthur, and you're welcome
don't
to stick
listen to
around,
me,
but prosecutors are saying they're going to seek the death penalty against this. And again, I'm going to call him name this creep synagogue shooter.
They're allowed to correct.
Satanic shooter. Of course, you got to ask the death penalty for this guy,
and,
huh?
and I heard Frank's soliloquy about the death penalty and how difficult it is, but I think I just had a case where they sought the death penalty and they decided ultimately not to do it. It's very difficult. Juries in America aren't that keen about sending people to death. My father would say the death penalty is better than this guy deserves because as a Catholic, you would always pray for a peaceful death. And what more peaceful death is it to lay in a gurney and have two doctors put a nice little piece of medicine in your arm and you slowly drift off to sleep as opposed to living in a 5x5 cell. I mean, some of these terrorists who live in Marion, Illinois, like a mile under the ground, they're not having a good time.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not having a good time.
That's a good point. Arthur, before I let you go, and you
I'm
welcome.
not going anywhere.
Great.
I, mean, I
you
love
can hang
being
out.
with you. Anytime I can breathe the same
No,
air
we
you're
appreciate it.
breathing.
We're seeing the jury selection get underway in the trial of the Howard Beach jogger,
The jogger,
Karina
I know.
Vetrano. How difficult is it to pick a trial case in
Well,
a
the
case?
judge,
pick a jury.
Judge Eloise he's a veteran. He's a great judge. So he'll make sure that there is a very fair jury, an open-minded jury who will listen to both sides. You don't want any room for any kind of appeal,
Yeah,
and that's why you
yeah,
need a great judge. And the prosecutors in Queens, these are the veteran prosecutors. This is the biggest case Queens has had in quite some time.
Okay.
So it's the A team on the bench. It's the A team at the prosecutors table.
And Marianne, with your permission, Mama, I'm going to keep your beautiful son around for 2 more minutes because we want to.
Ma, if you're around, you should go to 18th Avenue and hear Joe sing tonight in the bank. It's the first time he's doing a bank appearance. Come on. It's the maiden voyage.
Oh, Debbie, help us out here. How we doing?
Hi, Debbie. I love you. I miss you.
I love you too. No making out with your ex-girlfriend.
No, she doesn't come to my reunion. She's from the Bronx. My ex-girlfriend's from the
Oh,
Bronx.
I heard you. I heard you. You better be careful there.
Debbie's on the road, 7:53 on AM 970. The answer.
Mwah. Let's see what's happening on the westbound Bruckner as you get down.